Welcome to Buffalo, New York. I low-key forget this city is in the state of New York. Sometimes gets overshadowed by all those pretty big cities in the east coast of the state, but we cannot forget about Buffalo here. And I'm here today to show you that Buffalo, I think it might be a little bit cool. Well, first off, is it a bad sign that this place I'm parked at, there's literally no other cars in this whole lot? I think that might be a bad sign. Yeah, I hope I can return and actually find my car there. Like, look at my car right there. Just all alone, no friends. The Buffalo City Hall has to be one of the most impressive buildings for a city hall, at least in the United States, that I've seen. Europe definitely spoils you with some beautiful city halls, but this city hall here in Buffalo is absolutely massive, and it just dominates the skyline as you walk into the city. And this place that I'm in right now, it's called Niagara Square, and it's basically the public plaza, and it's right next to the big city hall. It has this huge monument. It's called the McKinley Monument, and basically, this looks very similar to the Washington Memorial if you've ever been to DC. Coming up to the Liberty Building here in Buffalo, and it's a legal building here in the city, and something really cool, it has a miniature Statue of Liberty replica at the top of the building. So it was around this point that I realized that downtown was completely empty. Like, there was nobody else down here. Look at this street, completely empty. You want to see another one? Well, look at this street right here. Completely empty as well. Yeah, I guess it's better than it being way overpacked. There's some absolutely stunning architecture, I will say, in this city, and very old architecture, which makes sense because Buffalo was New York's second oldest city. We got this beautiful bank right here, and then they have their main electric building. Both these buildings look absolutely awesome. The gold roof on the bank, that's absolutely genius. The bank and the electrical building are in a plaza called Fountain Plaza. I was having a hard time finding the fountain around this area, but I was just able to find it. So this area looks really, really nice, especially at sunset. This has kind of been the most happening area too. The first couple spots I went to was kind of dead, like no one was there, but there are some more and more people in the Fountain Plaza area. All right, turns out I do not know what a fountain is because I thought it was this, but really, this would be the Fountain Plaza. It looks like the main fountain in the Fountain Plaza is not running right now. All right, I've been waiting for this one. I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but it's my first Buffalo sighting. All right, look at this. I thought that was going to be funnier in the moment, but watching it back now just makes me sad. I didn't realize this before, but we got two Statue of Liberties. Buffalo number 2. All right, this guy actually needs to stop with the buffaloes. It was not funny the first time, and it's even worse this time. Anyways, exploring some more of Buffalo. Don't you love how the camera adjusts to that sunset? Like, man, that was really cool, actually. But we're approaching golden hour here in Buffalo, and this is a prime time. Heading back to my car, gonna grab my sweatshirt really quick, and then heading to another place that's very close to downtown, the downtown area, but just a little bit of a walk past. That seems pretty cool. There she is. Sweatshirt acquired. I gotta rep the Snoopy. First off, the sunset tonight is absolutely beautiful with that red shaded into the clouds. Absolutely pristine. Second off, I just passed by the Buffalo Naval Museum. They have 3 different massive sea vessels, and basically you can either look at them from the outside, which is what I did, or you can even purchase a tour and you can tour the interior of these sea vessels. One of them is a submarine, which I think is so dope. And now we are at, oh, hold on a second. Look at this sunset, bro. Like, come on. Come on. Anyways, that takes us to Canalside, and basically this is a waterfront destination. They host a ton of events here. There's some green space, restaurants, shops, ice cream places, and you know, there's a ton of people out here tonight, Saturday night. So good vibes all around. The sun has officially set, and now I need to go grab some food because I am starving. Bryce's Ice Cream. They have an ice cream shop named after me. Now, for real though, I've never been to a restaurant or dessert place that's named Bryce. So it's actually pretty cool to go to a restaurant that's named after your name. Bryce's Ice Cream gets absolutely a 10 out of 10. The best ice cream shop you could ever go to. It's Bryce's Ice Cream. Now, after eating a pound of ice cream, it's time to go eat dinner. This parking lot is actually so sketch, like literally nothing except my car. So for dinner tonight, yes, you are hearing this right. I somehow recorded this in slow motion. How did this happen? I have no idea. But anyways, I am here at the Anchor Bar, which is the home of the original chicken wing. Yes, the original chicken wing. And this location is actually the original Anchor Bar. So yeah, going to the place where it all started for the chicken wings. Just got done eating at the Anchor Bar. Absolutely fire. Of course, I had to get traditional bone-in wings at the Anchor Bar. And, you know, they changed generations by creating these buffalo chicken wings, you know, because I don't know what America would be like if this food was never invented. Okay, I'm going back to my hotel and then going to bed. Good night. So I'm looking to go to Mass this fine Sunday morning, and you know, I was looking for some churches around me. I'm in a neighborhood south of Buffalo called Lackawanna, and I found this one place that does Mass. It's called Our Lady of Victory Basilica, and I just looked at some of the pictures, and this church looks absolutely beautiful both on the inside and outside. After Mass, I drove about 40 minutes east. I drove 40 minutes east of Buffalo, and I made it to an amusement park. Let's go. This is probably no surprise to anyone that I wanted to go to an amusement park, but I went to Six Flags Darien Lake. It was a beautiful setting. They had 3 lakes in the middle of the park. Like, look at this view. Look at the reflection in the lake right there, the roller coaster. I mean, you can't beat that. That's absolutely prime. But yeah, Darien Lake was a super fun time. Glad I got to visit the park. After Darien Lake, I came back to the Buffalo area to explore a new place, and I set up my camera and recorded myself walking because I thought maybe it looked cool. Just entered the Elmwood Village, which is one of the most popular neighborhoods here in Buffalo. It's where the cultural arts main neighborhood is, a lot of restaurants, shops, you know, stuff like that. So not really sure if there's much to do besides just shop and eat. Buffalo number 4. Let me turn the car on. we go. So I kind of forgot that it was Sunday and a lot of the shops and bars, restaurants, stuff were closed, but I still walked up and down the strip. Definitely a beautiful, nice little neighborhood with a lot just going on, even though it is a Sunday. But I was able to find a sandwich place, so I got steak and cheese 6-inch sub from Jim's Steakhouse. I'll input a video right here of me eating the sandwich. Now you may be wondering, did this clip really need to be in the video? And the answer to that question is yes, of course, and the reason being cinematography. What's up? I had to change into the sweatshirt. If you didn't notice, of course, once again, have to rock the American Eagle Snoopy sweatshirt. It's the only one I brought on this trip, so gonna have to rock with it. But I have arrived at Delaware Park, which is a very massive park that's right outside the Elmwood neighborhood that I was just at. So looking forward to exploring this. The first thing that I saw when I got into Delaware Park was this massive garden, and it had plants and flowers because it was a garden. It even had roses. Those are roses, right? Anyways, Delaware Park's main attraction is Hoyt Lake. Yes, Hoyt Lake. It's a fun word to say for whatever reason. And oh, we got another wannabe cinematic clip here. He's sitting by the lake. Oh, he's putting his hood up. It's getting real now. Hopefully that was mad cinematic. Oh, trust me, it wasn't. But thank you anyways, I guess. Very glad I was able to come out here and experience the Japanese gardens. While they are small, it is still just incredibly peaceful to come out here and just sit by them and just reflect. I think they just scream peace is kind of a oxymoron. Heading back over to the lake to catch the last few glimpses of light for the day. It's time for one last cinematic clip for today. What's going on? I'm in front of the Darwin Martin House that was designed by the Frank Lloyd Wright. Now, Frank Lloyd Wright is he was a super famous architect, and he designed so many different buildings and houses and stuff like that, but this is one of his most famous designs. It was for Darwin Martin, who is an executive businessman here in Buffalo, and so they have his house now is a museum, and you can even tour the inside, which is what I'm going to do today. The attention to detail in the Darwin Martin House is absolutely next level. The way that everything blends in together, the interior blends in with the exterior. When you're transitioning from room to room, it just blends so well. Every little brick was laid specifically where it's laid for a very specific reason, according to Frank Lloyd Wright. And this guy is just an absolute genius with the way he designs his buildings. And just remember, this complex was built from 1904 to 1907, and look at how modern it looks. For it to be built over a century ago, that just blows my mind. I like football, so I'm going to see a football stadium. Let's go. 2026 NFL Super Bowl champions right here, Buffalo Bills. You heard it here first. So we got the current Bills Stadium, Highmark Stadium, and then right behind me here, we can see the construction on the new Bills Stadium, which is going to be called, I think, New Highmark Stadium. Very creative name. the stadium makes it really hard to get any good pictures of it without actually being inside of it. But with that being said, I'm gonna head back to my car, and it is that time where I do have to drive back to Pennsylvania now. I got work tomorrow, so that's gonna conclude my trip here in Buffalo. But it was an absolute honor and a pleasure to experience this city, experience just some of what it had to offer. I think it blew me away. I was not expecting this much beauty in the city of Buffalo. You know, I haven't heard too much about Buffalo, but it was absolutely surreal. Hold on, I gotta stop walking. I'm out of breath. It was absolutely surreal to experience the city for myself. I saw a ton of great things. The sunsets were absolutely beautiful in the city. Buffalo, you guys have some great sunsets, and I wish I could come back here every night at around 8 p.m. and experience them for myself. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm gonna keep exploring the world, and you should keep exploring the world too.